What if I told you the guy earning $150,000 a year is more likely to go broke than the guy earning $45,000? Sounds crazy, right? But it happens every single day. And it's not about bad luck. It's not about the economy. It's about one invisible habit almost nobody talks about. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is. And once you see it, you'll notice it everywhere, maybe even in your own life. Let me tell you about two men. We'll call them Dan and Marcus. Dan grew up poor, really poor. The kind of poor where the lights sometimes got shut off. Marcus grew up comfortable. Nice house, private school, never worried about money once. Fast forward 20 years. Dan becomes a mid-level manager, makes $48,000 a year. Marcus becomes a sales director, makes $160,000 a year. Now guess who's drowning in debt at 45? Marcus. He's got 2 car payments, a house he can barely afford, credit cards maxed out, and 0 savings. Dan? Dan owns his home outright, has 6 figures invested, sleeps just fine at night. How does this happen? How does the guy making 3 times more end up broke? Here's the twist nobody tells you. Every time Marcus got a raise, his spending grew with it. New raise, new car. Bigger bonus, bigger house. He wasn't reckless. He wasn't stupid. He just did what felt normal. This has a name. Psychologists call it lifestyle inflation. Your brain doesn't compare your income to 0. It compares your income to what you're used to. So when Marcus started earning more, his brain didn't think, I'm rich now. It thought, I deserve more. And that feeling, it never stops. There's always a nicer car, a bigger house, a better vacation. Dan never fell into that trap. Not because he was smarter, but because he never let his spending catch up to his income in the first place. Here's the scary part. This isn't really about money at all. It's about identity. Marcus wasn't just buying things. He was buying proof. Proof that he made it. Proof to his neighbors, proof to himself. And that need for proof, it's expensive. It's the most expensive thing a person can buy. Social pressure plays a huge role too. When everyone around you upgrades their life, staying the same feels like falling behind. But here's the truth almost nobody says out loud. The people who look rich are often the ones closest to broke. And the people who look ordinary, sometimes they're the wealthiest people in the room. So how do you avoid Marcus's trap? Let's break it down. First, every time your income goes up, save the increase before you spend it. If you get a raise, don't upgrade your life. Upgrade your savings account instead. Second, wait 48 hours before any big purchase. Not 24, 48. Most impulse spending dies within 2 days. Third, pay yourself first, before rent, before bills, before anything. Move money into savings the moment you get paid. Fourth, ask one question before every purchase. Am I buying this or am I buying an image? That question alone can save you thousands. Fifth, track your quiet wealth. Not what people see, but what you actually own. Your car doesn't build wealth. Your bank account does. These aren't complicated tricks. They're boring, but boring is what works. Here's the truth about money that nobody puts on a billboard. Wealth isn't about how much you earn. It's about the gap between what you earn and what you spend. Marcus had a huge income and a tiny gap. Dan had a small income and a wide gap. And that gap, that's where wealth actually lives. So ask yourself right now, are you baiting a gap or are you closing it every time life gives you more? Because the real mystery of money was never about earning more. It was about becoming someone who doesn't need to prove anything. If you learned something valuable today, subscribe to Mystery of Money, because understanding money could change the rest of your life.